Hello and welcome to the three-rail HO world. And I hope all our modelers are doing well today. And today we are going to review this. The Series 150Z SNCF, Marklin number 3414. Okay, so as you can see from the box, this came as a analog engine. A little story on this. I had one of these and I had it sent out for a conversion and it came back in pieces. Now, and I was without it, so had to go through the rigmarole with the the person that sent it, with the post office, and got a settlement out of it, but still was without an engine. I do have the newer Marklin version of this engine with the deflectors. I should have pulled it out, but this was the one without the with deflectors, smoke deflectors. So obviously this is an analog engine, but I sent it down to Helmut's Hobbies to have it MFX converted, 5-pole motor, sound, smoke. So it just came back to me about 2-3 weeks ago. I have not put it on track yet. And we're going to take a look at it and see how things are. So let's open this up right away. And let's get it on the get it on the track here and see what we got here. Now, believe it or not, I did buy this from Reynolds, Euro Imports. They had it in their consignment. And, it wasn't a bargain. I'm going to let you know that right away. But it was okay enough for me to get the replacement. So, considering the cost of the replacement and the work that was done for me, it was still cheaper than having to buy the whole new engine with the different motor. This one has the open frame motor, which is normally the better motor from what I understand. So let's take this out and see what we got, shall we? And of course, with the unit we got the warranty card and we got the instruction book. Let me take a look at this for a little bit. Okay, so obviously this is a spin-off of the BR50 or 050. So this one happens to be for the French National Railroad. Now I'm not sure whether or not this was part of like the war reparations or not, but France does have a potpourri of different engines. They have some from the United States, part of the not the Lend. Oh, they have some from Lend-Lease, and the other one is from what when President Truman put in there used. I forgot the name of that doctrine. I guess it was. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. All right. So when I first got this, it's like didn't have any time on it. It was literally brand new. So I had Scott install also a smoke unit in that Zoita. And let's go ahead and see what we got here. Let's put this stuff away. Oh yeah, the program was called the Marshall Plan. So this is then when they got some additional U.S. engines, that was part of the Marshall Plan. So okay, so let's take a look. So it's a beautiful engine. Obviously, it's a BR50. Let's zoom in on this a little bit better. And of course, it's an all metal unit, and it's very well detailed. Of course, the engine, the motor goes up towards the cab, so that was one of the complaints why they decided to use cam motors instead. But for me, who cares? But look at this, like most of our German steam engines, obviously, in other nations, where they have the red and the running gear. This is all black. From the side rods, the wheels, the frame, everything is just black. It's gorgeous. To me, mostly all locomotives have their beauty in one shape or another. And of course, the old saying says beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And this one is definitely up there. It's very, very nicely detailed for an older model, obviously. So let's see what we got here. So again, before we go any further, this video has been sponsored by Helmut's Hobbies. Again, Helmut's Hobbies. All gauges accepted, all manufacturers accepted. Please contact him if there's something you need to have done, an upgrade, repair. Contact Helmut's Hobbies, a one-stop shop for upgrades and repairs. Tell them that the 3-Rail HO World has sent you. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, so this is what Scott or Helmut's Hobbies will provide you. So he used the ESU Loc Sound 5. It tells me what the address is. Even though this is MFX, I have here the 6021, and it'll run right there. And it also gives me the VR5, what version it is, the project version, project number, and then of course he gives me everything that we've got here. So you have a lot of functions here, and and it even goes to the other side. So we go all the way from F0 all the way to F31. So these are, I believe, the sound slots, the volume CVs, and the volume values. So he gives you this paper anytime he does any type of work, and also gives you a little bit of some history here. So this is pretty interesting. It's 1,625 horsepower. And it can go close to like 50 miles an hour or 80 kph. And, it's low axle load, so it can go on branch lines too. So, but, these actually, these were still running around when I went to Europe for the first time in the early 70s. These were still running around. So, it's pretty amazing, 1977. So, and actually, just a little side track, no pun intended, I believe in the former Yugoslavia, they're still using steam engines in a coaling energy facility, and I think they're using the BR-52s there. And it's not a tourist thing. It's working, and they have a number of engines that's working there. Obviously, a lot of rail fans, foamers, whatever you want to call them. Go down there. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's put this on the rails. So I got the 6021 ready to go, and it's 15. We'll go ahead and dial it in here on the right here. So let's go ahead and rail the engine and see what we got here. You raise up the camera a little bit, and we'll cut the power. Obviously, with the 6021, I'm only going to get a few, but a few is better than none. All right, let's dial it in. Oh, there it goes. We already have some sound. Look at that. Let's play with some of the functions. We'll go turn it on. We got lights. Okay, that's the whistle. We got the bell. And I think that's the the momentum or the switch mode. Now, this engine does not have rear lights, just so you know. I could have had Scott install it, but I totally forgot about it. Otherwise, he would have done it. But yes, and again, they have the painted lights in here, but if you request it, obviously that's going to add to the labor cost. But if you really want it, he will drill those out and put actually nice warm LED lights in there in the back. So let's try to move the engine, shall we? All right, here we go. We're good. Signature move. And let's. Okay. Let's see here. All right. There we go. Look at that. Let's put it in reverse. Zoom in on this a little bit better. It's a 2-cylinder engine. I mean, the real prototype, obviously. I tell you, it just makes it makes a difference. Okay, very well, very good. Okay, so that definitely passes the test there. So let's go to the main layout and give it a run around and give it some work to do. Get it programmed into the Central Station 2 and see what she'll do. Okay, so stand by. Okay, so now we have it on the main layout and we're going to go ahead and give it a spin. So let's go ahead and fire it up. I already have it programmed into the Central Station 2 and let's see how she responds. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn on the lights, turn on the sound. Let's try some of these other sounds. How about it? Okay.
Alles einsteigen bitte, die Fahrt geht weiter.
We're just going through a number of the sounds here. All right. Let's go ahead and let's get it moving. How about it? I'll just cycle through some of them. And let's see what it does, okay? There we go. There we go. Let's reverse. Put it on there. Let's give it a blast of the horn or the whistle. All right, there she goes. Go Marklin. Okay, and let's follow it around, shall we? Okay, I didn't put any smoke in the smoke fluid in the smoke unit. So, and there she goes. Look at that. running quite well, I think. Let's go ahead and catch it. Increase the speed just a tad. We'll take it up to 40 kph. Let's bring her in here. Okay, so there you have it. So I think it worked out pretty well. I haven't tested the smoke unit out yet, but I will. But again, I've said this before. You know, if you have older Marklin, you know, and if you're on the fence on, you know, getting a newer model, again, this engine, I'm sure you're going to be spending anywhere between high 400s, almost maybe to the low 600s. Why spend the money unless you're planning on selling it and putting it towards that model? But you know, if you really like your, like I love this engine, I really do. So why spend that kind of money when for a fraction of that price I can get this updated, upgraded, and cleaned and tuned up, and it comes back like a new engine at a fraction of the cost. But that's for, you know, each individual and your likes and your needs, and you make the decision accordingly. But this is a very nice alternative. So, okay, so that'll be it for now, and I thank you. And please like, subscribe, and you know, leave a comment, good, bad, or ugly, either way. And I will be coming to you again on another video. As I always say, my tagline: clear signals ahead, and bye for now.